art show due to COVID-19. That it's apropos that in the background we have grass cutting going on next door. So it just kind of adds to the backyard ambiance. All right, so today I am on this day 2 of this show, 2020's backyard show, and I'm so excited to share with you some more pieces and sort of get my wheels underneath me. Y'all, I'm doing a like wardrobe thing because this is bothering me. It keeps flipping out, and I wanted it to stay up, and so I taped it. Anyway, so today the import is to share with you a little bit more about my Goddess series, and then we're going to be looking at some of the water stories, and then some smalls. I have more smaller original watercolors and maybe a couple mostly watercolors and collages from my crate of unframed pieces. So to get started, I'm going to kind of go around. Yesterday I went through the whole thing. Oh, I'm also dealing with, today it's not so humid. It is pleasant in terms of the humidity, but there's wind, so things will keep falling down. I'm just going to probably have to sit them on the ground. But anyway, so yesterday I kind of went through all of these pieces and talked about each one. Today I'm going to highlight the pieces first that I didn't talk about yesterday, and then I'm going to kind of run back through and show you up close. So I'll kind of be your eyes up close so you can see the work and see what I'm talking about as I explain. And so I'm going to start with the Goddess on this side mostly, and then over there I'm unframed. So let's start moving around. All right, so I'm going to unmount from here and let you get a look at some things I have here. So get off of me. So this Goddess here is called Goddess on the Path, and I've done a number of those, kind of like a different interpretation of that idea. But the Goddess image in terms of the protector, the mother, earth, all of those things are kind of intertwined into this. So it can be attributed to African culture, or even early Mesopotamia, I guess. But these goddess, or this particular type of goddess that I create, is more about, I guess, mothering. And you know how when we are concerned about our kids, we can get on the war path, and that's probably reflective of or inspiration for this piece as a mother. And then once you have kids, or you get to that place where you have a certain responsibility for things that and two things that you're passionate about, you learn something about dealing with the world, and you kind of find your way in those instances. Anyway, so this one is called Goddess on the Path, and that one is framed watercolor, and I'm going to put a number on it, and that number is going to be 90. All right. This one was here yesterday, so I'm going to come back to that later. This is an older one that I did on wood. It's unframed. It's a triptych, so to speak, in terms of the the composition. It is called Elements, and I did this a while back, and I just pulled it out because I've been just keeping it to myself for a number of years. But anyway, it represents this idea of being connected to the earth. And that one, again, is titled Elements. And there you go, right there. And I'm going to put number 96 on that one. And it's, you can see the size, it's a horizontal. All right, next, I'm going to go back to the beginning with this goddess idea. I have two pieces that sort of developed years ago. This one actually takes me back. It's like when I guess the inception of this particular idea for me happened. And this was actually the second one. But I used to do a lot of portraits, you know, when I was growing up, painting a lot of, drawing a lot of pictures of people. And but this idea of the angel, goddess, and guide, which is the name of the series, came about with this piece and another one, which I'll show tomorrow. That one is called Ascending. That one is called Ascending. And that will be number 91. And it is oil on canvas board in this case. And I think I did this, it may have been 1990. So that's where it all began, folks. Next is this goddess, which is called the Listener, or Listener. You know, sometimes we gotta be still and listen to somebody, or find somebody that's got something to say. And as I was saying yesterday, these goddesses kind of represent different things that happen along your life, you know. Oh, my life. I have to take ownership. And so it just, they represent what I may have been dealing with, and different aspects of coming through, or paying attention, or engaging the fight, whatever. And so in a sort of spiritual way, this is the process. And so this is a relief collage, and it's mixed media. There's some other elements and twigs and sticks and different types of pieces from watercolor that I've sort of joined together here to create the Listener. That's going to be number 88, and again, the Listener right there. So I hope you can see that. I know there's lots of glare inside here. The next one is for today, and I'm going to skip over, not show the water stories yet. I'm going to go over to my unframed pieces, which are the Goddess series. And this one is titled Playful Girl, and this was more of a take on youth and the spirit of youth. I can kind of, I always say you or they or the when I mean me. You can kind of, and I did it again, you can, or I can reflect on when, you know, I was younger, and, you know, you have a certain sass about yourself, and, you know, a little spryness, and, you know, and your innocence. And so that's what this one is, I guess, attesting to. you know, and I was thinking of little girls. A long time ago, I wanted to do a book series, a book for girls, and this would have been an image in it. It's a pictorial storybook about girls, and the title may have been, at that time I was thinking of, The Unknown Black Girl, A Goddess to You. And I still have that project in the back of my mind. I'm really very much interested in doing that. I just gotta do it. So that is number 84. And it's called The Playful Girl. All right, next we're going to move over here to Waters Rising. And with this glare and the plastic, we're going to be challenged. We got a fly visiting. Goodbye. And this one is a drawing with a little collage with gold foil. So there's some gold foil collaged in there, and it's watercolor and ink. And I'll pull back on that one. Waters Rising, watercolor. I'm trying to get away from the glare. I have these taped down because of this wind, so, but I'm going to take it off so I can move it over here to the light. There we go. Okay, so now I got to figure out how to hold it. There we go. And that is Waters Rising. Okay, I hope that was clear enough. Now, I'm going to move over here. This was actually a part of a set. This is called Walk in the Sun. And it's a collage. So there's some like detail there with cut paper collage on here, and other pieces of this and that. Pieces of other watercolor and some sketching and magazine page and things of that sort are a part of the detail in this one. This one kind of has like a sort of a Japanese yin-yang. I think the first one that I showed yesterday was more of the yin, maybe, and this one is the yang, or it might be vice versa. I gotta look that up. But anyway, it's kind of more of a Japanese art. I always appreciated the Japanese aesthetic in terms of how angles and curves can express certain emotions. So yeah, this one's a little bit more angular, and this one is called, again, Walk in the Sun, and it is number, that's backwards, 87. All right, and I don't know if and it's watercolor with mostly pastel, and it's a cutout figure against a white background with the other elements collaged in as well. So this is more like to me it feels, in the process, felt more like a construction, taking all these pieces and building the image or the goddess. So that is that, and this is its sister piece that I showed yesterday, titled Full Moon. So I'm going to just show this one from yesterday because it's part of what was a set, but they can go separate. So I'll post some clearer pictures of these on my Instagram later. Okay, so I'm gonna move. Oh, you know what? I forgot the little ones. All right, so these don't have, some of these don't have numbers because I just put them out. But this one is from today. That's a little watercolor sketch of a group of watchers. Like, we watching. we watching what's going on here. That's number 86. All of these little ones, I'm kind of like making them accessible. All of these are 29 bucks. So we're going to do the 29 bucks on these. So you can buy one or you can buy a collection. Then here's another one. I would say this one's more of, this is a collage. It has some little twigs and some gold foil and layers of watercolor and a little sketch painting. And that one is titled Praise, because that's what she's doing, praising. And that is number 92, Praise. All right. The other ones I'm going to come back to because I talked about them yesterday. I'm going to move, before I go to the water, I'm going to, hey Thomas, hey Monica, I see you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so happy. Yesterday I was like so pleased and excited. I said, if nobody showed up, I'm still doing it. I don't care. I'm going through the whole thing. But anyway, thanks you guys. This whole side over here is the goddess, which I'll come back to. But I want to skip to my bottles that you see there. And here are some new ones that I put out today. So I'm going to go ahead and put numbers on them because they don't have numbers. And this one, these are my painted glass. What I call, they're kind of like meditations for me because it's very relaxing to make them. And I kind of have to be in a really chill mode to do it because painting on glass, there's no, like, you got to put it on there and let it stay or wipe it all off. So you really have to commit to the moment. And so that's why it's a meditation, because that's what meditation is. And so anyway, that's little yellow flowers on a yellow green tinted bottle. And there's a little purple one, tinted purple, spiral design. And you can see I bought these little spouts. You can use them. You can use them, or you can just put them on your shelf and decorate with them. That's number 94. And this is another one with little goldish green glittery tint to the glass, and these little flowers that I thought that is like the sweetest green. I just love that green. It's kind of like fresh new grass or leaves in the spring. And spring is my favorite season, hands down. So that one will be number 95, 93, and 94. And what else is new? This bigger one is new today. These almost can go as a set. They are very coordinated. This one is also, let me get a number for it. My flower theme. I just have a thing for that particular flower shape, and it could be African violets. It could be those little wildflowers that I see growing in my backyard early spring, but they're very tiny blue flowers like that. It's really a weed, but weeds are flowers too. And over here on this side, okay, that one was from yesterday, and these are from yesterday, but these both are sold. And okay, so that is that on the the goddess. So, I mean, the painted glass meditations. I am going to just run through these right quick. Number 37, number 93, number 97. All right, then from yesterday, more of a masculine design. Let me go on this side, maybe you can see it better. That is number 34. Number 31. Let's move that to the side. Let's see the daisies. I love this one. This is the cutest. I made probably about 5 of these, and a lady on different types of containers, and the lady bought 4 of them because she was doing the daisy thing in her daughter's bedroom. So yeah, she didn't buy the wine bottles. I had some other shapes like these kind of containers, which I'm getting ready to do more of those. And let's see, so this one doesn't have a number, and this is number 99. And let's see if I can get the shadow out of the way. All right, there we go. And there's that one with the glitter gold tint to the glass with a little drip thing happening. So that was kind of cool. I like that. That was fun making. All right, now, so let's get over here to, I hope I'm not making you guys dizzy with how I'm moving around, but let's get over here to water stories. And I'm gonna take you to this piece. The water stories is kind of a different form of meditation in terms of the type of work that I enjoy doing. And this is kind of a study of the ocean. I went to Dresden Beach about 3 years ago. A friend said, I guess I had been going to Myrtle Beach and Tybee Island and repeatedly, like I had to go every spring. And then someone told me, you got to go to Destin. I'm saying Dresden. Destin Beach. And so I went, and usually what I do whenever I'm going to paint a watercolor, a landscape or a water story or any type of nature scene, I do take pictures on site and work from those pictures over time. So I've done a number of paintings from Destin Beach, from those photographs that I took at that time. But it's really trying to just capture pulling the person in to, not pulling, but inviting, would be more accurate. Inviting the person into this space, this thing that we feel when we're in the water at the beach. And I can just be there all day if I didn't feel like I was going to cook, because it's hot usually when you go to Destin Beach, or when I went. And so that, yeah, that liquid softness of the water and the smell of it, just trying to capture that with this piece. And this one is titled Breath in Teal. See that up close there. Breath in Teal. Oil on canvas. And I just felt like there's nothing else that needs to be in the picture but the water. And that's that. So there you go. Breath and Teal, oil on canvas. And I got to get some numbers in my hand. And that, folks, is number 103. Okay? Breath and Teal, 103. All right, so moving over here to ones that were not here yesterday. I'm going to come back to the ones that I was sharing on yesterday. So when my kids were more teenager or young adult, like 20s, I began this kind of combination of trees and water, and it's kind of continued. Of course, you know, with this piece, I began to isolate on the water, and I used to do trees a lot years ago, probably early 2000s. I was doing a lot of landscape with trees, but this one is like evidence of the shift from the trees to the water. And this one is called Grass at Harrison Park. Well, I just put grass at Harrison. And this is a little neighborhood pond. If you look at the whole park, it's not much to it. It's kind of like, yeah, you can do a little bit better than this with this park. But I took pictures of what, you know, you can find even in the midst of a horrible landscape or a cityscape or a city scene or a place. You can find little vignettes of beauty. And so the photograph I took was just this breeze against the lake, this swaying of the little grasses. And so I did this piece back then when I wasn't able to travel. You know, I was deep in the raising 3 teenagers and young adult males up in my house. And so this one's been with me for a while, and I love it because it's a moment of stillness, and it's actually part of the Quiet Places series that I was doing a while back. And this one over here, which is sold, guys, yeah, it's called Quiet Waters. It's another one in my Quiet Places series. This one is done before that one, and so let me give you a close-up and put a number on this one. That is Grasses at Harrison, and that's a little park nearby. I do that sometimes. Nearby places, I take pictures when I'm sitting out at the park, getting my relax on. All right, moving on to another piece in the water. That's the end of the water series today. And now these are just some landscapes. This one, or you know, harkens back to my love of trees. I love trees. I love trees. All right. These are trees at Olmsted Park, and this was another one that I did at the plein air competition with the Olmsted Park. I think it's the Olmsted Park Plein Air Festival. And so I was in that competition, and I had to paint this in 2 hours. And it was a quick study. It's right there on Ponce in that park. And that tree in the middle there was the challenge to myself. And the scene kind of came together, I felt like. But it was a fun and exhilarating experience. This piece is called Trees at Olmsted, and there's the tag, and the number for this one is going to be 102. If I can get it in there. 102. All right. Next is this one. This is a little oil on canvas that I did. Okay, that wind is starting to pick up. That I did last fall, I believe, and it is from Stone Mountain Park over there at the grist mill. And I do a plein air class where me and well, I started out with a couple people, and then one person stuck with me for the whole year, and that was Gloria. And we would just go to the park and work on a scene. And this was my scene, and I've posted her work. She did some great little interpretations of some of the local scenery at the park as well. And anyway, so this is called Noon, and oil on canvas, plein air. And I probably worked on this. It wasn't like a quick thing. I probably worked on that over 3 Saturdays, because we were going on Sundays. It was a Sunday painting thing. And I probably worked on that over like 3 little Sunday afternoons at the park. Oil on canvas, noon, time of day, and 101 is the number for that one. All right. And this is another one from the same area. It's called Canopy. So when you're at the grist mill, you're completely under this canopy. And oh, somebody is saying where. I'm not sure which one they're asking about. But all of these that I've just shown in the landscape and water stories are pretty much from Olmsted Park. I mean, pretty much from Stone Mountain Park, and then Olmsted Park was that quick paint down there at the bottom. Canopy is this one, and it's from the grist mill also. You can see there's a lot of stonework over there by that grist mill. And that one, you pull up close to that. And this one, the number is going to be 104. Yeah, I put this one on the ground because it kept falling every time the wind blows, so that's why. All right, and that was kind of fun dealing with so much texture and all the leaves and greenery there. Now I'll go back to this one I skipped over. This was also from another photograph from that pond. That was oil on canvas, number 100. This one is chalk pastel on Canson watercolor paper, I believe. Gray. I think the paper was gray. Anyway, that is trying to get away from the glass because it's under glass. That is a chalk pastel sketch of the pond. It's also titled Grasses at Harriston Pond. Right around the corner from me is where this was. And I have to get up close so you can kind of see the details without the reflection of my backyard or the tent. But like I said, I'll put on Instagram clearer pictures of these this afternoon so you can see up close. This one is more of a meditation to me. When you find that little, when you put your eyes on a site that is, something on that glass. When you put your eyes on a site that just allows you to go inward. So, that's what these types of paintings and drawings are for me. And, what I am attempting to share with people who are interested in my work or want to buy it. So, this is going to be number 105. All right, bam. Let me get this number back up here. Number 102. And I feel like I've gone through all of these. The wind's blowing stuff down. All of the new ones that I've added today. But one thing, we're going to dig into crates, as they say in the music business, the radio business, digging into crates. So I'm going to like share with you a couple of these unframed pieces. That is a lovely little, more of a California scene. This is what you see if you're riding through the grapevine in California, which is where I'm from. When I go back, I'm just always amazed at the drastic difference between the landscape here and the landscape there. So this is trees. This is like a forest in California. Big difference. But those are little trees on the hillsides that you see along the grapevine, Highway 5, all around the Bay Area, outside the city. That one is called Western Sky and Trees. And I'm going to put a little number on that. I'm not going to go through this whole crate. I'll go through some others tomorrow. But I'm going to put that as number 106. And let me just put it in the sun. There you go. Number 106. All right. Then some other, I'm going to do 3 of these. Okay. This is a little tiny landscape piece. Let me put it in the shade. I think it'll be easier to see. That one is some barren trees. They may have been burnt at some point. The shape of them they look like pine trees that maybe there was a fire at one point. But I took a picture of this location and I did this little study from that picture. So I don't know if you can see that. And that one is untitled. It'll be untitled. I'm going to put a number on that one. It's going to be number 126. So I'll put it in the sun so you can see that. Little baby. And it's about 4 inches by 6 inches. Or 7 inches. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And next, I'm going to do one more of these. Let's see. All right, next one's going to be just a little mountain study. Little field. I don't know if that's coming. Oh, there we go. A little field, watercolor. Also 4 by 6 inches. And, oh, I didn't show the back of that one. All right. And that is going to be number 124. So let me get this. Okay. Number 124. All right. Well, there. That is the whole show today. I'm going to run back through everything really quick and just let you get a little peek at each one and the number. And today, I hope that it's helping me to sort of know what I'm doing. Because a lot of times when you're working as an artist, what place you are in your growth as a creative, and what you're doing as a person in the world and your community, and how you're communicating with people, what is coming through, and like what your intent is. A lot of times you're unclear as to where you are, and so what I hope for today or this week is that I'm bringing some connection to the world, and also bringing some clarity to myself. So I'm so happy that you guys are here with me on this little place in my journey, with my artwork and my life, and sort of help, being here to help me with the process of bringing life and art alive and in sync. So I'm going to go through real quick as a little quick review, and if anybody is interested in anything, to just hit me on Facebook, inbox,